This news update is brought to you by
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. We're just happy and smiling, doing almost anything, having fun and just living. Shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.
It's Monday, November the 24th, and this is the Barbados Today Evening Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Labour Minister Dr. Esther Baistuku has no word on when the Employment Rights Tribunal will meet to determine the case of the dismissed workers at the National Conservation Commission. Prime Minister Frendil Stewart had referred the NCC case to the tribunal back in May, but 6 months later the panel is yet to meet and no timeline has been set. This morning, journalists pressed the Labour Minister to explain the long delay, but she made it clear the tribunal has a level of autonomy and she will not interfere in its work.
When a matter is referred to court, you would know that you don't hear a minister pronouncing on it because you want them to have that jurisdiction. So that's what we have done. We are just helping them from an administrative point of view to have everything that they need to be able to hear. But for my part, I am not really actively involved in that.
Baistuku also rejected criticism that the government has done nothing to get the tribunal up and running. She also not claims that little has been done to assist the affected workers.
They have been in touch with the unions, they have been in touch with the parties. So it's not that nothing has happened because there's a process. And that was the first thing, to articulate the process. They did articulate the process. They have met more than once with the parties. There was a submission of documents, there was an exchange of documents, there were hearings and discussions. Well, not hearings, that's the wrong word, but there were discussions as to what else needed to happen, what gaps needed to be filled in terms of documentation. So it has been a process that they've been working with the parties to help them through before they actually sit down to consider the matter.
The 7-day strike by more than 40 workers at Precision Packaging Inc. is over. The employees returned to their job today after agreement was reached between the management of the Lower Estate Manufacturing Company and the bargaining agent, the Barbados Workers Union. The parties, which met at the Labour Department today, emerged with news after 3 hours that the company has agreed with the union's demands to drop off night shift employees close to their homes at the end of the 11 p.m. shift. Senior Industry Relations Officer with the BWU, Juliet Pollard, says the two sides will, however, continue discussions on December the 5th to thrash out other outstanding issues. Officials blame water damage for the gaping hole left at Stepney Bottom South District, St. George, following heavy weekend rains. After touring the area this morning, Deputy Chief Technical Officer in the Ministry of Transport and Works, Philip Tudor, explained that the water washed out material that was placed under the surface and it was nothing that could have been prevented beforehand. Tudor says the road is likely to be reconstructed within 2 to 3 weeks.
Depending on what we see when we start the excavation.
So you can give us assurance that the residents are very safe, Like
I said, once we do the excavation and see what there is under there, we'll be in a better position to make a further comment. But for right now, what we're saying here is just a matter of excavating what is there and filling with boulders, marfill, and rebuilding the road.
A 23-year-old Guyanese pleaded guilty to a series of drug charges after she was nabbed on arrival at Grandy Adams International Airport on Saturday. Rochelle Amanda Gibson, who arrived by air from Georgetown, was interviewed by police after clearing immigration and then referred to customs. A taped package of cocaine weighing ½ a pound, which was concealed in her body cavity, was handed over to police. At court today, Gibson pleaded guilty to charges of possession with intent to supply, importation, and trafficking. For the other offenses of importation and trafficking, she was ordered to pay a fine of $20,000 each or spend 9 months in jail. On the remaining charges, she was convicted, reprimanded, and discharged. Meanwhile, lawmen are on the hunt for 22-year-old Aaron Francisco Joseph of Yearwood Road, Mount Standfast in St. James, in connection with serious criminal matters. Joseph, who is about 5 feet 7 inches, slim and dark, has dark brown eyes, thick lips, and a broad nose. He has a tattoo with the letters ILZ and the word poor from wrist to fingers. Joseph is advised to present himself to the police in the company of an attorney at law. Anyone who knows Joseph's whereabouts is asked to contact the nearest police station, 211, or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIPS, and that's 1-800-8477. An urgent plea to Barbadians to adopt healthier lifestyles. Dame Billy Miller, who just lost her younger brother to diabetes, says Barbadians cannot be proud that the island is being regarded as the diabetes capital of the world, particularly when this speaks to a lack of self-discipline. Dame Billy says it's the time Barbadians use the knowledge they have and take charge of their health.
The change that I want to see, to go back to your question, is more self-care. We have to love ourselves enough to care about ourselves. And it starts with caring your own body, how you treat it, you know, but we abuse ourselves. Sometimes we don't think, you know. Newfound, what is the word that I should use? We're better off than we used to be. And it is leading to abuses. Everything that we see in developed countries, 42 days later, usually 6 weeks, we want to have it here. And we have to bring discipline. Self-care implies discipline. You have to know when to stop. You can't be eating all day long.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
The Barbados Food and Wine and Rum Festival, November 20th to 23rd. Taste the culinary delights of top local and international chefs like Marcus Samuelson, Anne Burrell, Tyler Florence, Roger Mooking, Michael Hines, Dane Sadler, Daphne's Restaurant, and more. The Barbados Food and Wine and Rum Festival, 5th edition, November 20th to 23rd. Visit foodwinerum.com or contact Premier Event Services Inc. at 435-0670. Get your tickets now at Wine World or TicketPal.com.
Welcome back with news from the region that the Antigua and the Barbuda government says it has no plans to abandon its economic citizenship program despite Canada's decision to impose visa restrictions on St. Kitts and Nevis over the weekend. Antigua and Barbuda's Chief of Staff, Lionel Hurst, says he is confident that the due diligence undertaken by its affiliated agencies is sufficient and the likelihood of a criminal becoming a citizen of Antigua and Barbuda is negligible or zero. Antigua introduced its citizenship by investment program in 2012. Further afield now, Spanish police have arrested 3 priests and 1 layman on suspicion of child sex abuse. The Archdeacon of Granada suspended several priests last week after a man wrote to Pope Francis saying he was abused when he was an altar boy. And that's where we end our Barbados Today evening update. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Lime TV to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a wonderful evening.
This news update is brought to you by
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. Whoa, we're just happy and smiling. Doing almost anything. Having fun and just living. Whoa, shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.